a lot of people have acid reflux. But what's the cause of acid reflux? If the doctor ruled out any kind of big problems, like a big tumor or any kind of other issue, what is the real cause of the acid reflux? Why is it happening? Well, a lot of people have bad acids, not the good acids. So they have the bad acids. So what are the bad acids? What are they? Aren't acids all the same? They're not. Hydrochloric acid is your good acid. And a lot of people confuse acid reflux with, oh my God, all my stomach acids are causing a problem. No, the problem is you don't have any stomach acids anymore. That's the problem. Another acid replaced your good acid. So your good acid, your HCl, which is a compilation of gastric acids, is now missing or very, very minutely there. It's gone practically, and what has replaced it is franken acid. And franken acid is not what you want, and that's a different kind of acid. So where's that acid coming from? What's that about? How does it work? So let's talk about that right now. So let's take your stomach out. Now your stomach has gastric glands in here that produce HCl. That's your good acid. But your stomach ends up filling up with bad acid. Now, what is that bad acid? Well, that bad acid is produced by little buggies right here. So now it's like, well, my stomach acid is really bad. No, your pathogen acid is really bad, not your actual stomach acids. That's the confusion right there. So when people go to their doctor and they've been diagnosed with acid reflux, what they don't realize is they should be diagnosed with pathogens creating a different kind of acid. And that's what acid reflux is. It's not your acid anymore. It's a bug's acid. So we walk around where I got acid reflux and I'm burping up acids, or I'm laying there at night in bed and the acids are coming up. Well, those aren't your acids. Those are the bug's acids. And that's what happens. So H. pylori, Streptococcus and H. pylori produce a tremendous amount of acid. That's just two forms of bacteria right there. And that acid depends on how high the bacteria is. So let's go into that a little bit right now, okay? You can have bacteria live in your stomach. So bad bacteria can live in your stomach. Yeah, I know what some people might think. They're like, no, that's impossible. Bad bacteria can't live in your stomach. Then how is a ulcer created? How's a stomach ulcer created? A stomach ulcer is created from bacteria. See how it works? So the lower the HCl goes, when you lose all your HCl, the HCl, once it's gone, it doesn't kill off bad bacteria. So now bad bacteria thrives, and it thrives inside the stomach or the duodenum. That's another thing too. The bad bacteria can thrive inside the duodenum or the stomach, and it produces acid, and that acid builds up, and that's the bad acid. And that bad acid eventually just comes up, and you get it up, it goes up your esophagus is what it does, that bad acid, in many different ways. Or it gives you heartburn, or it gives you acid cramps, or it gives you chest pain. Then you run to the doctor because you think you have a heart attack, when really the doctor then goes, no, we checked everything out, we gave you your scans, you're good, you went to the emergency room, or you saw your cardiologist. No, we think you have acid reflux and you're getting heartburn. Well, that heartburn is little buggies, bad bacteria creating the bad acid because your good acid is gone. How to fix forever reflux. 9 years now, please advise. Acid reflux. You went to the doctor. You don't have really bad scar tissue. You went to the doctor. Your esophagus isn't doing anything crazy. You went to the doctor. You don't have a big tumor in your esophagus. You went to the doctor. You don't have stomach cancer. You went to the doctor and they're looking around. They just see you have acid reflux, and that's what you have. If that's the case, it is now classified mystery. 100% mystery. Like I said before, it has a name, but that name don't mean jack. You can name that thing anything. You could name stuff coming up and bothering your stomach and acid serve. You can call it acid something else. Doesn't matter, because if they don't know what it is, you can give it any old name, like heartburn. Heartburn? Your heart's not really burning, but they gave it the name heartburn. They don't know what it is. They really don't have an idea, so let's go into it. Let's cut into it a little bit. Chronic acid reflux, something's going on. It could start from the basics. Let's hit there now, okay? Weak stomach glands. Let's start there, right off the running. Are you doing enough celery juice? Have you done celery juice every day for years? Have you done celery juice every day for a week? Do you even do celery juice? Did you try it? Okay? First things first, you got acid reflux? There's the celery juice book right there. First things first, let's get some celery juice in you. Why? Because you want to build up your gastric glands. I just opened up the stomach right here. I just did surgery on the stomach. You want to look at this opened stomach for a second. Inside are gastric glands. Gastric glands make up your HCl. It makes up your hydrochloric acid. Weakened hydrochloric acid happens with stress, high-fat diets, because everybody's fatting themselves to death in their diet. And it's all high-fat diet everywhere. Everywhere. It's just nothing but high fat. They try to shift it like into a place. They try to like mask it with high protein. Dude, high fat. That's what it is. But high fat diets right there cause a problem where they start to destroy your gastric glands over time. But it's not just that. How much coffee have you done? Coffee destroys the gastric glands. Did you do it for 10 years when you were younger? Did you do it for 20 years if you were younger, right? How much vinegar? Where's the vinegar? How much? Apple cider vinegar? I don't want to hear it about apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar, yes, is the better vinegar. If you have to have vinegar, acetic acid, then yes, have apple cider vinegar. Does it destroy your gastric glands? All the same. All the same. It does. Acetic acid destroys the gastric glands in your stomach. And when they get weak and destroyed, no HCl gets produced or very little HCl gets produced, and then you're in trouble. Now you're going to be up against acid reflux one way or another. So let's go a little deeper now, okay? Liver, your liver. How beat up is the liver? Is it a fatty liver? Maybe the doctors don't know it's a fatty liver yet. Maybe they just don't know. It's on the edge. It's a pre-fatty liver. We're just trying to do some surgery right here. Here we go. A liver problem guarantees the potential for acid reflux, letting you know. So keep that in mind too. Stagnant, sluggish, overburdened, overworked liver can lead to acid reflux and get you in trouble. Here we go. Low hydrochloric acid because your gastric glands are wasted. They're beat up. Too much maybe adrenaline in your life for a lot of reasons. Maybe you're into adrenaline foods like coffee. Yep. Maybe chocolate, too much chocolate in your day. You got your adrenaline pumping out of your adrenals. All that adrenaline burned out your gastric glands. You got acetic acid coming from apple cider vinegar if you want, or white wine vinegar, or red vinegar, or balsamic vinegar, whatever it is. You got it in all those dressings that you eat all the time out there. It's in all the different products you have in your refrigerator. You're burning out your gastric glands. Boom, boom, boom. And when they burn out and your liver gets stagnant, sluggish, pre-fatty, it gets overworked, overburdened, you're going to have acid reflux. That's a problem all in its own. Let's keep on going. Let's go. You want the information. Bacteria. Acid reflux, mucus and acid produced by bad bacteria, because bad bacteria is rising up in your intestinal tract and in your duodenum. H. pylori, bad bacteria, E. coli, strep, rising up. C. diff, staph, rising up. All the mucus produced, all the acids produced by it all. It's feeding off of all these foods you're eating. So when you're eating all kinds of different stuff, maybe you actually eat good. Maybe you think you're eating really good, like this fried egg right here. You got a free-range chicken in your backyard. You got a free-range chicken in your backyard, and you just cracked open a nice free-range natural egg. You fed the chicken yourself. That's what you did. But in the end, you don't know it. All that bacteria that sits down in your gut that's giving you acid reflux will feed off that egg. More acid's produced 2 days later. More acid reflux is occurring. Bad bacteria can do that. Okay. There's other things that can create acid reflux, but what you have to do is you have to restore your HCl to begin with. Has to be done. You got to start somewhere. But get yourself together, get that celery juice going in you. If you can't make it yourself, go and purchase it. If you don't have a juicer, do it in a blender, like it's described in that book right there. But bring it into your life and start rebuilding your HCl and your hydrochloric acid as soon as you can, so someday you are free. And another thing too, lower those fats. Learn about that information in the medical medium books. Get your liver better, get it to work and function so that you're not spewing acid everywhere. Very important. There's liver rescue right there. There it is. Drum roll. Liver rescue right there. But let's get the acid reflux better. All right.